Now let's move to a brighter conversation. I know. The Bears are just beating bad teams. Yeah, they're kind of thumping them. I know they've just beaten the Titans, Carolina, a short-handed L.A. Ram team, and the dysfunctional Jags. Okay, you could say that. But for the first time, and I'm not joking, in my life, I look at the Bears and I say, man, what a deep, talented offensive roster. What a stud they have at quarterback for the next 15 years. Yeah, that I've never said in my life. I'm 3 receivers I like. Keenan Allen came back. An excellent tight end. A clever running back. The O-line's fine. It's not Detroit or Atlanta, but it's fine. And Caleb Williams, he's getting better every week. I mean, he's gone from kind of frenetic to foundational. If you go back, our guys did this morning, and I'm sorry to the radio audience, but Caleb Williams, if you go week 1, his passer rating was 55. 2 weeks later, it was 80. A week after that, it was 106. A week after that, it was 126. 124, he's found his footing. Reckless to in control. Questions to confident. And in fact, my biggest concern, seriously, for the Chicago Bears, and I bet it's theirs, it's not the Bears, it's the division. Minnesota looks like they could hoist a trophy. Green Bay's just, now that Jordan Love's ready to roll, that was our pick of the weekend. I mean, that game was over in 10 minutes with Arizona. I mean, Detroit has the best offensive line, 2 capable running backs, a star receiver, a coach in Dan Campbell the team loves. Jared Goff's been to Super Bowls. Like, I think Chicago's, for years and years, Chicago's biggest liability was the Bears, their ownership, their front office, their coaches. I mean, even Matt Eberflus, you can bang on him all you want, but he's good on his side of the ball. At least he knows his side of the ball. Go look at Dennis Allen with the Saints. He can't even get the defensive side right, and he's a defensive coach. So, I mean, I look around, they have the franchise quarterback. They run, I mean, seriously, this sounds embarrassing. They run a modern offense. They've got multiple weapons. Some of them young, going to be around a while. They made a smart move to get DJ Moore, and they nailed the quarterback pick. For the record, this is what the good teams in the AFC did. Baltimore got their quarterback right. Kansas City got their quarterback right. Buffalo got their quarterback right. Houston got their quarterback right. You get that right, folks, you could miss on a coach. You got to get the quarterback right. And I don't think there's any question when you watch those weapons. You got to give their GM credit too. Ryan Poles is a guy. He's a former offensive lineman, and he has spent the money. This forever was a defensive culture like Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh still can't get out of its own way. It spends all its money on defense. Ryan Poles came out and said, no. We're going to spend our money on offense. That's where the league's going. And he was right. And they get DJ Moore, and they get Keenan Allen, and a second tight end, and Swift the running back. Like, this is a really big-time offensive group. You insert Keenan Allen into this thing, Rome Odunze, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, Swift, Keenan Allen. It's like, whoa, they got dudes everywhere. It is for real. You can open up the entire playbook because Caleb is so electric, so dynamic. But the difference is he's not a guy that can't throw from the pocket. He did that at USC. What did we say coming into the season? He can be a little bit. You got to sometimes rein him in because he's so gifted. Lamar Jackson faced this first couple years, so gifted that his natural inclination, if the first receiver's not open, is to take off and run. But on multiple times yesterday in London, and I hope you noticed this, I'm sure you did. Did you watch Caleb on multiple times? Look left, look middle, look right, look back left. That's a franchise quarterback. Looked all over the field, trying to find the right guy. He threw to the 4th or 3rd option multiple times. A lot of great athletic quarterbacks, first one's not open as rookies, they're off to the races. And he now, over the 4 or 5 weeks, he was in the first couple of weeks. Here we are in week 5. Here comes week 6. You got yourself a stud, and here's Caleb after.
Yeah, exactly. Caleb was great, right? He was confident. He was going through his progressions. He had quick throws under 2.5 seconds. I mean, Kurt Warner was talking about it. But really, the thing that I loved, actually more than anything throughout this game, and it's going to sound small, but it really stood out to me. It was the first quarter, and the clock was running out, and the play clock, and Caleb called timeout himself. And it sounds like, oh, you know, what are you doing? You're burning a timeout. It's the first quarter. Like, what are you doing? And it was a 3-and-out, right? It was back-to-back 3-and-outs. But he called the timeout, and it showed me that he was in command of the offense now. He was in command of the team. He wasn't just like, what do we do? What do we do? What's going on? What's going on? Or trying to pretend like he's in charge. He was actually in charge. He was there. He was running that team. And now he has what I call like nervous, excited energy, because you can still see it. He's got that nervous, excited energy. When before, he had kind of the scared energy, right? It was, and then you could see him. He had that scared energy. It's why he was forcing the ball down the field in double coverage and getting interceptions and all of this. Now, when he gets the ball down the field, it's the guys that are actually open, right? He's hitting the guy. He's not forcing the big play. When the big play is there, he takes it. When it's not there, he can check it down. He can get something underneath. And that's what's been great. You know, and it was also awesome because they did not start off super strong. And the Jags scored very easily, right? In their opening drive. And they kind of stalled a little bit, the Bears, and you're like, okay, what is this game going to look like? And then everything settled down, right? The run game finally got the offense going, which is funny because I think Kurt Warner also pointed that out. They had some short screen passes, which then opened up the middle of the field. And then you get Kmet. I mean, him and Kmet, Caleb Williams to Kmet was just beautiful. He had that first true Caleb moment where he was scrambling, and then he had that beautiful soft touch throw to Kmet. I mean, it was just great, right? That fourth touchdown that he had was just really, really beautiful. Then Caleb had another huge run during the 2-minute warning because it was awesome because he was still looking to throw, right? Even though he had this great big run, it was still him looking for throw. It was just, yeah, I mean, honestly, everything he was doing, 23 for 29, 4 touchdowns. It was just great. And then and what I love too was even though Caleb was on one, they still handed the ball off 29 times, 152 yards, and 56 of those yards came from Caleb. So this was Caleb's coming out party. He did everything that he needed to do. He played essentially a perfect game that you would need him to do. I get it was against the Jags and all that. And Colin's poo-pooing that, you know, being like joking about it. But he's the one that called out Caleb even when they were winning. He was like, well, look at his accuracy down the field and look at his, you know, passer rating for 10 yards or more or whatever. And it was like, whoa. I'd be like, whoa. Let's relax here. So Caleb absolutely deserves all the praise for this game. The Chicago Bears as a whole, because they did what you're supposed to do, right? They walloped the Jaguars. They did what they're supposed to do, and you get credit for that when you have a rookie quarterback. When you have a seasoned veteran at your quarterback, when it's Dak or Matthew Stafford or Mahomes or any of those players, right, they don't deserve the credit. Rookies deserve credit for doing what they're supposed to do because they haven't done it. And they're proving, okay, well, we can do it. They're proving that they can do it, so they deserve all the credit. I'm a huge proponent of not saying, oh, well, this was just a bad team, bad defense for rookie quarterbacks. I've said that about Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, definitely certainly going to say it about Caleb Williams. They deserve all the credit because they've never done it before. And even if it is a bad team or a bad defense, if they're doing the same things that the greats do, like Matthew Stafford, like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, they deserve the credit as well. Happy for the Chicago Bears, happy for Caleb Williams, and definitely having this momentum going. And the Bears look great right now. Make no mistake about it. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. See you next time.